Okay, so as we have seen in our previous classes and we have discussed about distance and displacement in the previous video. So today we are going to discuss about distance and displacement. Again, we are going to conclude this. As you can see here that from A to B, if an object is moving directly on this line, on the bold line, then it will be known as displacement, while if he or she is going via this path, then he is following the distance path. Okay, so we can see here some points are written there. The first point is the displacement is a vector quantity. Second point, displacement has units of length. Yes, it's true. Yes, distance and displacement both are measured in meters, while we can say distance does not have any direction but displacement has direction, which we will discuss in the further section, that what is the meaning of this term vector and what is the meaning of a term scalar. Displacement of an object can be positive, it can be zero, it can be negative. Negative means direction only, exactly, you can say. So basically displacement can have positive values 0 and negative values, whereas distance can be 0 or maybe positive, but distance cannot be negative. Here are some common differences between distance and displacement. Distance is a scalar quantity and displacement is a vector quantity. Now what do you mean by scalar and what do you mean by vector? Scalar quantities are those quantities which are just having the values, like we are having the numerical values. It can be fraction, decimals, it can be any numerical value, but there is no specified direction. They will not say that a person is moving in a east direction, west direction, or z direction. Okay, so basically this is what is in the meaning of scalar quantities, and these quantities will not have ever negative values. They will be only positive or zero values. But vector quantities are those which are having the value of numericals, as well as they will have the direction also, like they can have theta 30 degree, 45 degree, or maybe east, west, north, south direction, or maybe x-axis, y-axis, or z-axis. Okay, so we will represent by them some direction. So these are known as vector quantities. So we can say displacement is a vector quantity while distance is a scalar quantity. Okay, so as we have discussed, here are some of the quantities which are scalar quantities, and here are some of the examples. As you can see, these are the quantities which are your vector quantity: displacement, velocity, then force and momentum, which we will discuss in the further sections. While distance, speed, we will study, time we can know. Yes, all these quantities are scalar quantities. So okay, so moving on further, we can see here the next topic is speed. Now what is speed? As in a given our NCERT, there is one topic you can see here. It is written there: uniform motion and non-uniform motion. So how do we measure that a motion is uniform or it is a non-uniform motion? So we will come back to this topic, but let us understand first what is the meaning of speed. So basically speed is nothing. Speed will just tell you that how much a particular object, for example car, boy, girl, whoever has walked in a particular time is known as speed. So here definition is: speed is defined as the distance traveled by a body in a unit time. So we can say speed is nothing, it is the distance traveled by a particular object in a unit time, or whatever the time that object has taken to travel that distance. Now formula is speed is equal to distance upon time. So you can remember this formula. Unit of distance is meters and time is measured in seconds. So we can say the unit of speed, as written it is here, that speed is measured in meter per second. Okay, so formula is also written as speed is noted, we can use simple representation, that is v, and s is used for distance. So remember this, don't get confused. S is the term used for distance here and V is the term used for speed here. Now again, coming back to some of the points of speed. Speed is a scalar quantity. That means it will have no direction because it contains both of the quantities as the scalar quantity. Distance is also a scalar quantity. Now speed is either positive or zero, but it will never be negative, as we know that scalar quantities can never be negative. Now, speed of a running car is measured by speedometer. You must have seen in car, in bikes, that speedometer is there, that is used for measuring the speed. Speed has different units, like we are having centimeter per second and we are having meter per second. Okay, so in CGS system, CGS means centimeter gram second system, we are having centimeter per second, while in SI system, that is standard system, we are using meter per second. In our cars, we are using kilometer per hour. So in practical life, we use kilometer per hour. Now Among all these three, you should know the conversion between kilometer per hour to meter per second. So thank you for today.